All right, let's get right into it because this turned into a whole investigation. I saw Ferris active on the Garten of Banban server, scrolled through the logs, tossed a "can we get a leak since we're running dry on content," which is true, got ignored as usual, and kept digging. Most of it was just greetings and quick replies until one mini thread caught my eye. Someone called Ferris the guy who made life on pizza. Ferris laughed and said, "Lol, no way you actually play it." The person goes, "No, Lamau, but it's free, so I might." And Ferris says, "Low-key don't." Then the guy claps back with, "It cannot be that bad, man." And Ferris ends it with, "It's chill, just very different from how things are right now." That wording stuck with me. Why wave it off if it's harmless and free? So I had to see for myself. I jumped on Steam, downloaded Life on Pizza, it's free, you can try it, and went in looking for literally anything that could point at Banban 8. Before we continue, please leave a like since the like-to-view ratio is bad. Now let's continue. Booting it up drops you into a super simple menu. Play, Settings, About, Join Community, Exit. There's also a button that looks like it's meant for multiplayer or some online lobby thing. And then bottom left, there's a very funny guest, Egghead Gumpty. Clicking About shoots you out to the Euphoric Brothers website, so not a dedicated page about the pizza game itself. Credits are there, but on my PC, the font is oversized, so lines clip off screen and you can't read everything cleanly. Small UI quirk you noticed instantly. Hovering any menu item makes the whole screen shake aggressively. It's cute for 2 seconds, and then you're like, okay, chill. I also checked corners and transitions for sneaky build strings or hidden text. Nothing. Besides the egghead button, the menu is just what it looks like. Hit play, and you get 5 modes. Classic Survival, survive as long as possible. Jaw Survival, survive only from the jaw, no ants. Ant Survival, survive only from ants, no jaw. Competitive Survival, you can push fellow toppings. Quadruple Jaws, you won't survive for long. I picked Classic, chose red for my color, hit Continue, and then the game throws a weird key combo prompt before it lets you in. I mashed through it and got into a match. Small headache, that worked once. After I returned to the main menu, I could not start another game cleanly. I tried relaunching, windowed versus full screen, toggling VSync. First run good, second run refused to start, so either I hit a one-and-done bug or there's some odd gating happening. If you figure out a way to queue runs back-to-back, tell me your settings so I can try it your way. Now the actual gameplay. I misunderstood it for like 10 seconds and tried to block the giant mouth bite. Instant death. Don't do that. The goal is to avoid the jaw sweep while random ants spawn on top of the pizza and try to box you in. You weave around toppings, bait out the bite, and slip through gaps before the ant spawns cut off your escape routes. It's a tiny arcade stress toy with one more try energy. Not deep, but it does what it's aiming to do. Because I'm me, I immediately started looking for Banban 8 crumbs. Numbers baked into the crust texture, tiny decals on the plate rim, sauce scribbles that spell something, UI strings that flash for a frame when you switch screens. Nothing. I did brightness contrast passes on stills to see if faint text pops out. Still nothing. No Javanium labels, no sly references. The only thing that made me pause came later when I rewatched my recording frame by frame. On the wood parquet floor under the pizza, a moving shadow passes across the shot. It's not razor sharp, but it reads like a figure. For a second I thought truffle too, but it's not an exact match. The silhouette is off just enough to feel unfamiliar. Could it be Varza? Maybe. Could it just be an ambient creepy shape thrown in for mood? Also maybe. I'm not calling it a leak, I'm noting it because it's literally the only thing in the session that wasn't super straightforward. If you play, keep your eyes on the floor edges when the camera pans and drop a timestamp if you catch it too. I bounced through the other modes quickly. Jaw Survival is pure rhythm, no ant clutter, it's about learning the bite cadence and sliding into safe pockets. Ant Survival flips the tension. No jaw cycles, you're pathing around spawn patterns and it gets snug late game. Quadruple Jaws is exactly the meme you think it is. I lasted seconds. Fun to laugh at, not for high scores. Competitive survival mentions pushing fellow toppings, so it's clearly built for couch chaos. I couldn't get a clean lobby to test how the pushing actually feels with other people, so if you try it, tell me if the physics are goofy good or just shovey and jank. Couple more notes while we're thorough. The settings page is basic, sound sliders and a couple display toggles, nothing sneaky or dev-only sitting there. Sound is simple loops, does its job. That Egghead Gumpty presence isn't just on the menu either. If you exit mid-run, you get an Egghead Gumpty pop-up again. So it's definitely cross-promo territory and not shy about it. And honestly, that lines up with what Ferris said. When he called pizza very different, I think he meant tone and expectations. Life on Pizza is goofy micro-arcade energy. Banban 8 is cinematic, voice-acted, and leaning liminal. I don't think he's saying it's bad. I think he doesn't want people judging Banban 8 by this tiny side toy. For the Secret Hunters, I tried pausing on screen transitions to see if a debug string flashes. Nothing. I idled on the main menu a couple minutes to see if a hidden screen kicks in. Also nothing. I even rebound a few keys thinking the combo gate might react differently with new bindings. It didn't. So if there is an Easter egg, it's either deeper than that or there simply isn't one. After that, I hopped back to Discord because maybe, just maybe, there'd be a crumb while I was playing. Banban 8-wise, it's thin. Ferris dropped the classic price joke again, said it's somewhere between $90 and $900. It's the same bit he's been doing. It doesn't mean anything official, so don't overthink it. I scanned replies on the countdown image post too, mostly people saying it looks amazing, with Ferris saying thank you and moving on. Nothing extra hiding in those replies this round. Geppo, meanwhile, is on his cursed content arc again. He posted a baby with an adult face and then an image of an older, heavy-set person with their mouth open captioned Freak Level Infinite and then said, I should expand my collection. I'm not reading any of that as a teaser. That's just his weird humor flooding the chat. If you're trying to separate signal from noise, that's noise.
So, where does that leave us today? Ferris acknowledged life on pizza, told someone low-key don't, and called it very different from what they're doing now. I played it anyway. It's a small reflex game, a bit janky, and not a secret Banban 8 vault. The menu has Egghead Gumpty, bottom left, About opens the studio site, credits text overflows in my setup, hover animations shake the whole screen. Modes, work as advertised, quad jaws is pure chaos, competitive likely shines with friends if you can get a lobby going. I hit a one-run only issue where only the first match launched reliably. If you can queue multiple runs without relaunching, tell me your settings so I can reproduce it. No direct leaks found, no hidden text, no slide decals, no dev strings. The only eyebrow raiser was a moving shadow on the wood floor that might just be mood dressing. On Discord, Ferris did the price meme and basic thanks replies. Geppo posted cursed images and said he'd expand the collection. Nothing concrete for Banban 8 there. If you want to actually help move this forward while we wait for the next countdown card, here's what you can do. Try Life on Pizza and see if you can start multiple runs in a row. If yes, drop your resolution, full screen or windowed, and any other toggles you changed. Record a quick clip and watch the wood parquet under the pizza. If you catch that moving shadow, leave it timestamped so we can see if it's consistent or a one-off. Grab a friend and test competitive survival. Tell me if the push mechanic feels floaty, sticky, or actually fun chaos. If your credit screen does render properly without clipping, screenshot it so we know it's not just my machine acting up. And about why Ferris waved people off with low-key don't, my read is it's all about expectations. If a flood of people play pizza and then expect Banban 8 to feel like that, it sets the wrong tone. He'd rather you judge Banban 8 by, well, Banban 8, the countdown, the trailers, and the finished thing, not a tiny side project with ants and a giant jaw. That's everything I've got today. I know it's not a massive info dump, but this is the real picture. A dev side toy that's unrelated, a couple of odd UI choices, one creepy shadow that's probably nothing, and the server doing jokes while the countdown does the actual talking. I'll keep checking each daily post the moment it drops. I'll brighten, zoom, and read every corner so you don't have to. Don't forget I put a random subscriber on my banner every day. If you want to be next, subscribe to me and the channels on my homepage, Clorenzo, Giovannium Citizen, and Charcool. And leave a comment so I can spot you faster. That's it for today. See you in the next one.